Tune into Nice Radio every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. for A View from the Outside, hosted by Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St. Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30 a.m. every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
This society need a spectacle. It might help us to see some evil. This society need a spectacle.
On A View from the Outside this week being the 21st of September 2019, we look at sleep, S-L-E-E-P, with the view being that with the harrowing cries of many Vincentians constantly ringing out near and far, every Vincentian is encouraged to wake up and act and stop sleepwalking into the future. The Collins Dictionary defines sleep as the natural state of rest in which your eyes are closed, your body is inactive, and your mind does not think. And the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines sleepwalking as proceeding through life in a passive, often lethargic manner. Following our program on the 8th of June 2019, when we covered the topic health, we received the following feedback from one of our listeners. And I quote, "Organizations in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have gone to sleep for the past 18 years and have turned a blind eye to the atrocities done in our beautiful country," unquote. It is on the premise of that feedback, of that listener, and other similar feedback that we here on A View from the Outside call upon you, our listeners, our people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to stop sleepwalking into the future while the country perishes. We encourage you to stop sleepwalking in the face of the rape culture, which professionals have concluded exists in the country. A rape culture which is destroying our women and girls who have been sexually assaulted and raped at will, it seems, and with regularity, it seems. A rape culture which has led St. Vincent and the Grenadines to have attracted the headlines as, quote, the most dangerous place in the world for women and girls, unquote. So, a rape culture which saw the nulli prosecute of rape charges against the Prime Minister, the Minister of Legal Affairs, and the Minister of National Security, who was charged with rape and sexual assault of a female police officer while she was on duty guarding him and his family. A rape culture in which females of prominence saw it fit to attend a rally, which has been dubbed a rape rally, in support of the said Prime Minister, while the complainants are continuously degraded and denigrated. We encourage you, our Vincentian people, to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while Kate, Zinga, Yogi Farrell, and others like them, including the Parliament girls, continue to be belittled and decried and even destroyed. Stop sleepwalking while human trafficking allegedly continues to take hold in our country. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking in the face of the misprocurement which was declared by the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB. Misprocurement which was so blatantly glaring, so egregious, so shockingly bad, that the CDB canceled the contract and ended its involvement in the project. The misprocurement was so flagrant that the CDB demanded all of the monies already spent on the project to be repaid, and to be repaid with interest. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking in the face of the various forms of corruption alleged to be taking place in the country. Alleged corruption in the form of the government withdrawing NIS contributions from employees, from you, and not paying those contributions to the NIS. When they were challenged and exposed, they turned around and borrowed money from the NIS to repay the NIS. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the government wantonly and recklessly takes your money, your NIS money, your pension, the security for your future, and uses it to build a hotel without there being any guarantees of repayment. Stop allowing yourself to be duped. Stop allowing yourself to be bamboozled. You are as good as anyone else. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the rule of law is being trampled on. Stop sleepwalking while they have introduced laws and amended laws to retroactively protect officials who allegedly committed crimes in relation to the administration of Vincentian passports, both at home and particularly in New York. Stop sleepwalking while the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, PACE, a piece of legislation which regulated the behavior of the police during an investigation, is abolished. Stop sleepwalking while the regime bypasses and ignores the Constitution of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Stop sleepwalking while the regime continues to disregard the Constitution, the highest law of the land, and not provide accountability as is prescribed by the Constitution. Stop sleepwalking while the regime continues to deny you proper accountability for spending Petrocarib money. Stop sleepwalking while there remains no proper accountability for the money spent on the construction of Argyle International Airport and for the continued operation of the Argyle International Airport. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the regime remarkably, according to the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court of Appeal, uses the Constitution as a sword against you, the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Stop sleepwalking while the regime uses your money and continues to make frivolous appeals one after the other to try to prevent victimized citizens from awards made by the court. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while Bigger Biggs, a local businessman and entrepreneur, continues to languish after having had his multi-million-pound business destroyed by the regime and its enablers. Stop sleepwalking while local businesses are stifled and crushed while the regime gives priority for business investments to foreign friends. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the parliament of the country is being railroaded by the regime and its enabler in the person of the Speaker of the House of Parliament. Stop sleepwalking while the Speaker of the House of Parliament makes rulings which are scoffed at in other Caribbean islands and other developed countries across the Western world, making St. Vincent and the Grenadines a laughing stock. Stop sleepwalking in the face of the Speaker of the Parliament making a decision which prevented Her Majesty's opposition from bringing a motion of no confidence against the government, a decision which was so outrageous that it is unparalleled in the civilized world. Stop sleepwalking while the same Speaker of the House of Parliament prevented the said opposition from bringing a private member's motion in the House of Parliament. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking into the medical marijuana production. Remember those poor ganja farmers who risked their life and limb and who now will not benefit from an industry which many believe will primarily benefit those in the echelons of society. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while serious crimes, and especially the killings of Vincentians, which, despite a brief lull, continue to escalate out of control. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the Prime Minister parades around the world stage, giving the impression that everything is well back at home when you know things are indeed falling apart. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while healthcare continues to sink deeper into the mire. While the Milton Keto Memorial Hospital in the capital, Kingstown, the primary health facility in the country, is mold infested, and while the doctor who exposes the terrible and despicable conditions is penalized and transferred. Stop sleepwalking while basic medication and supplies continue to be in short supply. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the election petitions remain unresolved and the regime continues to occupy government in the face of such grave uncertainty. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the regime shows canned regard for the advancement of agriculture and farmers continue to exist without much hope of market for their produce. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while drugs in the custody of the police for evidence in a criminal trial disappear without any trace and without any credible explanation. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking in the face of a broken justice system where the Kingston Magistrates Court is announced as closed from the 16th of September 2019 to the 2nd of December 2019, denying and delaying justice for many. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking while the regime continues to refuse to release the results of the country poverty assessment report to the nation, to you, to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We encourage you to snap out of that sleep and stop sleepwalking in the face of deplorable conditions at police stations, including the Central Police Station in Kingstown, and at schools and other public buildings around the country. We are sure that you know that we can go on. However, time does not permit us to do so. And the difficulties today do not permit us to do so either. And so, because of that, we encourage you to get your mind active and think of all the other things which are affecting you, which are affecting the country, the people of the country, and to take steps to put them right. Everyone